Hey, what's going on, everyone? So since we're on a losing side of a war this time, I thought I would take this chance to try and do some attacks that I wouldn't normally do. So there is this Emmarauders team here replacing Sabretooth with Doc Ock, and this is actually the first time I've actually seen it, even though it is something that's kind of thrown around a little bit, especially if you don't have a Sinister 16 built up. So we're going to attack this team. There is security, aka defense down. So in terms of buffs, we're going to go and try and do this with Inhumans Ultron. Now, unfortunately, we've lost our armory buff, so my team power isn't as high as I'd like it to be. This is 426k with a 125k punch up or so. So I'm hoping that Black Bolt will disrupt Doc Ock, and this will kind of make a little bit of an issue there. But Doc Ock, I know his ultimate is probably going to mess around with Ultron's bots. So this is going to be quite challenging. Everyone is tier 14 except for Strife, who is tier 13. So this is going to be a tough match, but I want to see if we can do it. I do have some extra war attacks as well. I might be able to throw around, or if it's close, you know, I might be able to do it again just to see. But just wanted to use some of my war energy to get some attacks in that I wouldn't normally do, but since we're losing so badly, might as well use it this way. So let's see if we can get any wins on here and just kind of see how it works out. And maybe this might be something that you guys would want to do because, yeah, it's an interesting combo, of course. So I'm going to keep it on 3 times just because in case I run low on time. But we're going to see how we get done here. So I'm not really surprised that we've got the summon there, and that's the more regen. It does disrupt Doc Ock for what it's worth, so he's not going to get the offense up from Shocker. Oh my god, my yo-yo. Also, Yo-Yo's not going to do anything because he actually blocks out offense down. So this is going to be quite a bit of a problem, I think. Yo-Yo's not really going to do much at all during this fight. And look, we got a Black Bolt. So this is probably over before it even began. That's probably the worst scenario that could have happened. Oh my. This is not going to be turning out very well at all. So now when we summon this, of course, the Black Bolt's going to disrupt my Ultron, and we're in for a heap of trouble. And my Yo-Yo's already gone. There goes some more minion bots. That was an accident. Actually, that was just so bad. I'm not even sure if we can recover from that. I just screwed that up royally. Wow. I'm not even sure if it's worth me blasting him in the face. It's not really going to even do that much damage. I screwed up there with Black Bolt, but I think it was already the beginning of the end anyways. Holy crap, guys. Couldn't even land a slow. Thought maybe I'd land a slow there with Crystal. No, I think this is going to be a wash. I am kind of curious. The offense down portion is really annoying because that's what Yo-Yo gets. So the immunity to that, this is quite a strong combo here, I think. So we're going to try it maybe one more time here. I don't know if I have it. I think you might need a Black Bolt, a Black Order to be able to clear this. This is frankly quite absurd. But it does break up another team, and I really like my Doc Ock team. Now, I don't know if me using Doc Ock is really going to make any a difference here, and I don't really want to break up multiple teams. But Yo-Yo is, other than the defense up, which you start with, is really not that useful. So I'm wondering if we do this, if we kind of do our, I don't really like doing this, but for the oh god, I don't even know. I don't know how useful Crystal is here other than healing Black Bolt. So you know what, I'm gonna go with this weird ass combo here with Electro, because I think Electro does have some standalone value with the ability to clear positive status effects. So, and Karnak can disrupt, and that's pretty good alongside Black Bolt. So this is a really messed up combination here, but because we're going to lose this anyways, I still have some couple of more energies. We could actually try to do some mixed teams here to see if we can do something about this. But that is a very tough combo, and because Marauders does have that option of replacing Sabretooth with other characters, you know, I guess that's good in one way, but you are gonna maybe break up multiple teams by trying to do this. So let's see if my Doc Ock mirror counter does anything at all, or if this is just a travesty waiting to happen. And so we didn't actually disrupt Doc Ock this time. I don't know if that's because I had less focus from someone. I don't know if anyone, if Yo-Yo or Crystal, I don't know if they actually contribute focus or not. I think Quake does, but I removed her for Ultron, so let's see what we can do here. Oh, I forgot. Offense down doesn't actually work, but we might be able to get some damage in on Doc Ock, maybe with Black Bolt, maybe. Had a Shocker cloned, so that's kind of funny. Alright, that should do a fair bit of damage. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get Doc Ock down some damage. Because Strike's not going to taunt, so... Oh, we got him. We got him with Black Bolt. Okay, now we need to get Strife down. I should have maybe tried to slow Mr. Sinister. That might have helped a little bit better. Oh, there goes a minion. Electro's cloned, unfortunately. Or Electro's blinded, rather. Let's try and knock back some turn bar here. And we're gonna flip and extend a little bit. Let's try and get Strife down here. And we do with the Striker ISO. So that's 2 down. Let's get that offense up and steal that. For Shocker. Lots of debuff, or lots of buffs. Holy crap. Okay, I don't even know who... We need to go for Sinister, of course. I don't think Shocker's actually going to make a huge difference anymore. Even that Mystique is actually hitting for a fair bit of damage. Alright, here we go. Let's get some extra damage in here. As much as we can. Look at all that. Okay, we can't get a slow on anyone, so... We're kind of racing the clock. Can we get... Sinister is down. Shocker's down. Okay. Mystique is in her clone phase. In her stealth phase. Don't know why I said clone. But we can get her now. Get some more bots out. Got a slow on her. Oops, I should have did a speed bar reduction on Emma Frost. I should have also hit Emma Frost. Now she's going to go into diamond form, so that's a bit of a pain in the ass. But at this point, I think I'm going to put it on auto, because there's really not a whole lot I can do. I just got to hope that that I can outdamage her. With I think I should be able to, with all these different characters. Especially with the turn bar reduction of Ultron, I think this is good enough. So this was quite an interesting, weird, tough battle. So I don't know if actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure how much Electro actually added to the fight. But Doc Ock definitely did, although this definitely broke up my Doc Ock Sinister 16, which I wouldn't normally do because I can use them to beat a Black Order team. So on a regular match, I probably wouldn't do this. So this was a bit of a weird offense hybrid for me as well. But it did work, just not... you know, I had to use 2 different teams essentially to do this. And under normal circumstances, this would be kind of bad. But yeah, we did end up clearing that. So that was a punch up very slightly. Karnak, I'm not even sure how much Karnak and Electro actually did in that fight, but I think definitely Ultron, Black Bolt, and Doc Ock made a huge difference here, especially Doc Ock's AoE, I think, which did quite a bit of damage and extended debuff. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't do so well on this below up punch. Normally Inhumtron can actually punch up quite a bit against Emmarauders, but that Doc Ock being added in there kind of threw a little bit of a monkey in the wrench, and also my Black Bolt got cloned. So at the end of the day, you know, Marauders are quite random in the fact that depending on who Sinister clones, that can make a pretty big difference on your fight, whether or not you actually get a clone. You know, for example, we got our Shocker cloned, but it can really go the other way if you get Black Bolt cloned or something like that. That can really make a big difference. So yeah, I hope this helped you guys, because I know Emmarauders are everywhere, so this is a bit of a pain in the ass. And of course, Sabretooth is the most replaceable member, so you might see more of these, especially for people who don't want to build up their Sinister 6, but they do have Doc Ock leveled up for whatever reason. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all later. Hey, what's going on, everyone? So there is another weird Emmarauders defense here in the armory. We're in a losing war anyway, so I'm going to use this chance to try and experiment different attacks for war to see what can work and what doesn't. So this Marauders team of 550k, it does have the security debuff, but it also has a Magneto in place of Sabretooth. Now, I've probably mentioned in other videos that Sabretooth is the most replaceable member of the Marauders, or Emmarauders, however you like to call it. And I've seen quite a few different combinations. So this one has Magneto, which is going to be interesting because of the blind and pulling people together, although that's going to pull people together for Strife's ability block, potentially. And there's a G15 Sinister, so this is going to be very tough. I actually don't have a lot of good teams left, so we're going to go with this one. I'm not sure if this is going to work. We're replacing Wolverine with Invisible Woman, because I don't really have a whole lot of energy left, and I've kind of broken up a lot of my teams already, so I want to see if this will work. Wolverine, I think, is the most replaceable member out of there. I don't see any other characters in my roster really working that well on this part, so I'm going to be doing that. I thought maybe Doctor Strange if I had him a bit higher, but I don't think it's going to work here. Namor, maybe standalone. He is a mutant, but I think Invisible Woman might make the biggest difference for us to be able to clear some status effects and put up some barrier, things like that. So we're going to go in with this. This is security debuff. The biggest problem, I think, is going to be having to hold out on Phoenix's special, because if we go into stealth, it's just going to have Sinister clone Phoenix, and we don't want that. So the only way that you can actually use the X-Men against this team, any Marauders in general, is that you have to hold off, basically, for her to use her special, because otherwise it makes her a target. So I have no idea if this is going to work, and I think Strife's going to taunt first, and then Magneto might pull second. Yeah, there we go. So everyone's blind. If Psylocke survives, we might be able to throw these back, a lot of these debuffs back. And then maybe we're gonna have to see again. We're blind, so as much as I'd like to use the special, I can't. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Oh, we get a Colossus clone. That's interesting. Not that I really care too much about that. Let's see if we can get a taunt on an alternate target. That looks like we failed the Cyclops there as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the special here. And we're just going to use the special to try and clear any buffs with Psylocke. Didn't really get too much. We're going to do this. So we have like 3 turns of immunity, possibly with... Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Psylocke got wrecked. And Phoenix got wrecked as well. And Cyclops is ability blocked, which is not nice. And he's pretty much about to die. Do the special. Oh yeah, he has immunity. Sorry, he has disrupt. So Cyclops is not gonna survive here, which is a real pain in the ass because normally his AoE might actually do something. So wow, this Magneto version is quite interesting as well. So I've run into quite a few combinations of characters. He's gonna die from the Cyclops, from the Colossus clone. Wow. This is not going very well. So, you know, I really hate the Marauders team. Not only they're the most flexible in terms of replacing characters with Sabretooth, you know, I've seen Magneto, I've seen Doc Ock, I've seen Blob. You know, it's really nice in that way, I guess, but everyone and their mother under the sun has a Emmarauders team, and it's just, it's such a pain in the ass, because that's basically what we have to work to do. You know, there's only one Black Order team, and some people mix between having Black Order on offense and defense, but now everyone is building a Marauders or has one really high, because most of the characters are valid for Dark Dimension 4. So finding a counter to them, or just being able to, having to fight them every single day is getting to be exhausting. And maybe this is how I felt about when, you know, when people were spamming characters like the Agent Coulson, the Coulson Shield team, and some of these other more common ones in the past. But Emmarauders is basically the new one, and it's such a pain in the dick. So yeah, this obviously didn't go so well. I'm not even gonna bother. I don't even know if I'm gonna bother. Magneto's an interesting one. Of course, he's on very low cooldowns though. So once he's kind of blown his first 2 attacks, he doesn't really have a whole lot left. Yeah, he does synergize a little bit with Sinister. You know, he can actually get offense up from Sinister's heal, things like that. This was an absolute disaster. So we're going to... end this, I think. But yeah, I just wanted to showcase this a little bit. I thought that maybe we might have done a little bit better, but clearly things didn't work out how I wanted them to. And so that was that. I don't think I have anything left in the tank anyways. But yeah, I really wanted to show off and showcase. It's not really showing off, me getting my ass kicked at the last minutes of war here, but kind of showing you guys how crazy that Emmarauders have really started to become. You know, I find that Black Order is actually easier to kill than Emmarauders because I actually have more counters to Black Order than I do for Emmarauders, and maybe my teams just aren't tall enough, and maybe that's a question for another video about making teams tall rather than wide, because more and more you're going to start to see these crazy Emmarauders teams that you're maybe going to have to use a Black Order or be creative and find some other way to be able to kill them, because so many have Sinister up to G15 now with Dark Dimension 4, and Emma Frost is also very common to build up to tier 14 and above as well. So yeah, it's a very tricky situation. They have huge sustain, and you can really change up how they work, especially because Sabretooth is pretty trashy, and being able to replace him with, you know, even just a G13 Magneto apparently makes a huge difference. You know, I've seen Magneto, Ultron, Doc Ock, you know, there's different variants of this team, and not every usual counter works the same. So clearly this time it didn't work. I didn't really expect that one to work too well, but yeah, I just wanted to show people who use different characters in place of Sabretooth. So hope you guys enjoyed that video, and hopefully I don't get my ass kicked next time.